All right, cool. We are live here on YouTube and DLive and Pill.net. Welcome in, everyone. I am your host, your Dojo Master, Warrior in the Garden, and this space here is designed for you guys out there to uh, to formulate the chat, formulate the conversation. This is your times to speak your mind about anything that I may have said in the past, or that maybe you have something on your mind that someone else said, or there is some type of a whatever is on your guys' mind. This is your space to properly noise suppression as well. Put that on there to talk to us, to tell us what you're thinking. You know. It's a crazy world out there, and I think a good thing for us to do is to talk about what's going on. If that's what you want to talk about, you know, the conversation may go anywhere from avocados to zebras. I mean, apricots to watermelons. You know, or yeah, burgers to watermelons, cats to yaks. I mean, whatever it is you guys want to talk about, that's kind of what we're the whole point of this conversation here. As promised, I will do this. I will copy the link and put it here in the pill chat. Paste there. There it is. There is a link right there. And I'll go ahead and put that in the other two links as well. Paste to for anybody out there who wants to come on and have a conversation with me. I've done this several times already. I will continue to do this. I will continue to have a space for people to have open conversation, to promote open conversation, and to and to try and find out, you know, maybe a solution to a problem, maybe, or just to bullshit. If that's what's is on y'all's mind, is you want to bullshit, that's totally fine too. I'm up for that. But we got to go from you got to give me a topic here, people. We have to go forth and try and do this together. So yeah, let's see here. I'll tell you about my day just to get the conversation going here. Every other Friday, I take my neighbor lady. She doesn't have a car. I take her to the grocery store and to the Walmart so she can get her provisions, if you will. And I enjoy our conversations because she's I think she's probably undiagnosed bipolar. Is probably what she is, and she means well, but she is a bit batshit crazy. If I was to be completely honest, she's a very sweet lady. She likes to use the middle fingers a lot. She likes to use these a lot, which is fine. And she thinks in the same lines as we do. She doesn't believe the news. As a matter of fact, she doesn't even have a TV. Which is kind of crazy nowadays, but I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense. She's a bit of a shut-in, and for whatever reason, what's going on, Karen? How you doing? Welcome in. For whatever reason, she likes me, and because she appreciates that I take her to the grocery store. I don't ask for any money. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I just say, hey, you need a ride? All right, cool, let's go. And so yeah, didn't do. It was hot today. It was 90. Heat index was like 94, I think it was, and didn't do a week number 6 overview of my plants yet. I'll do that tomorrow morning. It'll be a little bit cooler tomorrow morning, a little bit cooler during the day actually. Having a rough day, pain in hips, and both legs bother me. I understand hip and leg pain. I understand that sciatical pain. That's what you have. I sustained an injury, and I still feel pressure like where your sternum's at, but on my spine, and it feels like there's about a softball-sized balloon in there, and it has been that way for about 6 years. So I'm pretty sure I probably broke that, but just workman's comp doesn't want to deal with that kind of stuff. So and it's still going on 8 years later, 9 years later now. Yeah, still doing a workman's comp case. Yeah, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. But anyways, moving on past that, I'm sorry to hear that, Karen. I feel for you. I understand it's not comfortable living in pain, especially all you want to do is just relax. And it's there's just nothing you can really do beyond take a bunch of drugs or or marijuana or drink or whatever it is you do to relieve your pain. Been there, done that, all of it, and I came back from it. So don't get addicted to this shit because the prescription drugs are very difficult to get off of. I know, been there firsthand. So, excuse me, allergies. It's been raining this week off and on, so we've had some pretty good rain and pretty good moisture for the backyard, for the garden itself, for the vegetable garden. Just in general, for all the moisture, for the deers, the animals, because you don't want your deers having blue tongue. You want your deers to have a lot of moisture, so fresh water really. Excuse me, waiting for MRI to be approved. Finally got approved for health department. Good, that's good to hear. Yeah, it's a process, but we want it to happen like tomorrow or yesterday, but it never happens that way. It's always a slow process to get through to get any kind of help in this nation, which is weird. It should be that way. Like, for example, I had an appointment at the VA. What was it, last week or on Tuesday? It was last week. Sorry, it was last week. And I wanted to make an appointment for the podiatrist, which is because I've got my foot drop on my right leg, so I have to have a brace and special inserts and just special shoes and all that kind of stuff. So I walk somewhat normal, and I went, well, I'm here at the doctor getting a regular checkup anyways. I might as well just go up the second floor and see the department and make an appointment, right? Well, not exactly. So I get up there, second floor. They're like, "Oh, we can't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that sucks." So then I go back downstairs. I go to podiatry, and they're like, "Well, we can't do that either. You have to get a referral from your doctor, from your primary care doctor." And I said, "What? Are you serious?" Like, "Yeah, you can't really do that." So I went back down to the Red Clinic, and asked, I was like this. I told him the predicament, and she kind of chuckled and she goes, "Okay, no, don't worry, I'll get you covered." So, long story short is on the 21st I have an appointment, so to see the foot doctor, because I've got a bone spur growing on my right foot. It's rather painful to walk around in and stuff like that. I may have to have a small procedure to get that bone spur taken off, because right where my brace, as the brace comes down the front of my shin, it wraps around the right side of my foot, and then there's a plank where my foot sets on. That bar, I've already shaved some of that off to accommodate for prior growth, but I think it's just growing out of hand where it needs to be taken care of now. So, bro, dog, welcome in. Actually, the center I go to is better than the others one I went to. Okay, good. That's fantastic. It's good that you're getting better care. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Being in pain never feels good for anybody. No one likes to be, even recovering from a surgery or a procedure of some sort. A friend of a dog park friend, I should say. She had left reconstructive surgery on her shoulder, and it was the first time at the dog park that I'd seen her probably since I think April time frame, and she's doing physical therapy now. Her dog came right up to me, hadn't seen me in a while, and it was nice to see her because she was up and about walking around with the grandkid and stuff like that. So bone spur on left foot 2 years ago. So far, no treatment. Okay, cool. Unfortunately mine's like the size of a golf ball. Mine's pretty big, so I'm gonna have to have something. Some type of procedure or something. Maybe I'll have to get monthly pedicures or something. Go back to that old stage. Because when I was in the Army, I used to do that every 2 weeks when I got paid. I'd make an appointment for the following Saturday or the Saturday after that, whatever it is, and I would get a pedicure because you're always in your boots. You gotta take care of your feet. It's not just for women; it's for men too. It's a true story. Like I said, we had lots of rain this week, probably about 3 inches total, I think. 2.5, 3 inches. and which is great for the outside plants. I'm stressing them a little bit, and I'll tell all this stuff tomorrow. But just for conversation pieces right now, I'll let them stress a little bit. I went through early this week and I found a male. One plant didn't make it. Today I went through and I think I found another male. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to make that decision to cut it down or not. But the rest of them seem to be showing female traits. Again, 60% is what the average germination rate on, say, 10 to 12 plants. You should be at 60% of your yield should be females. So I was a little overzealous, a little over excited about 80% when two of them just went away. Now I have to worry about, which is fine on the backside, because now I'm not spending as much money buying fertilizers and stuff like that, organic topsoil and whatnot. So my resources can now go a little bit longer than as opposed to the many plants as I had before, because they were taking a pint. I put a pint fertilizer for 9 plants. That's easy to do, real easy to do. It's especially when it's bat guano and worm castings, and then it's all mixed up in a organic brown tea, and you have to use tablespoons of that, and eventually you start to get to the bottom of it, and you're like, well, good, I have 1 plant left. But yeah, it can get very pricey. But on when everything's harvested and everything else like that, you don't have to pay dispensary prices, everything, so it kind of evens out in the long run. Especially if you smoke an ounce of weed a month, then you're actually growing your own medicine instead of having, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your backyard or your grow space, you're investing in yourself, and that goes a long way when you show. I mean, with all the hard work and constant worrying and weather watching and everything else, it's nice to be able to go to the backyard or go to your little area and see that what you're toiled about and you worried about is now producing something. Even if it's still a vegetative state, it's still producing something. You're growing a plant of some sort, and it's good to be able to. It's a good feeling. Even if it's a tomato plant, it's still a good feeling to say, hey, yeah, look at that. There's a little green tomato growing, or whatever your plant you're growing is. So considering I'm streaming on YouTube and DLive, I may have to stop streaming on YouTube because depending on what topics we get into right now, so far so good. They're pretty low key, but I will do a disclaimer here. If anybody is on DLive or in YouTube watching right now, welcome first of all. But second of all, please check your no way, shape, or form am I promoting illegal abuse of drugs at all. Please be 18 or older. If you are in a state or in an area where you can legally grow your own marijuana, please check your laws. And if you have any questions, please consult professional help with that, of course. Everything else from there is my own personal opinion, so take that with a grain of salt. All right, there it is. Get that out of the way. Jeez. Hey, probably should just have a ticker on the bottom of it instead of saying that every single time. But that's okay. That's okay. So anyways, cheers, everyone. I'm drinking tonight. It's Friday night, and I only do my drinking Friday, Saturday, and Sundays now. 5 lemons so far. Yes! I like to hear that. 5 lemons. Who? On your tree? I hope so, because I don't have 5 lemons, do I? I don't. Like, who would give me lemons on DLive? I'm a nobody on DLive. I really should probably have that up eventually or soon or now. Well, I don't know. But if anybody's in there chatting, I should be able to see it over here on my chat box that StreamYard provides for us, which is pretty cool. Or Restream, not StreamYard, but Restream provides for us over here. The system that I use. I'm happy with it so far. But yeah, even 5 lemons on your lemon tree, that's a win right there. That's a huge win in my book. So let's see here. What's been going on in the news so far? this can get very interesting because, as you know, if you follow me at all, I'm on PTP podcast Tuesday and Thursdays. That's a great question, and Throwdown Thursdays. So a lot of things have been discussed. A lot of things have been talked about on both shows. I may not get on small potted plant. Oh, okay. How many gallons? 3, 5, 7? How big is your the pot that you're growing in? Oh, and if you decide to grow medicine inside, or if you decide to grow tomatoes inside, I would always recommend going with a 5-gallon bucket or a 5-gallon container of sorts. That way, it allows the roots to really stretch out there and get to a point to where you don't have to like cut off. So what happens sometimes, you can get a thing called root bound. Green baby's good. Root bound, and even in tomato plants you can get this too if your pot is too small. So what happens if you lift your plant out of the pot, you'll see that the entire the root system of the plant has taken the shape of the container. So what I recommend is if you go with a larger pot, then those roots have more space to grow out into, and you have less chance of getting root lock. And it's a possibility to get that because I've excuse me, I got it on one of my indoor plants. So you know that that's okay. The project I was doing by growing my economical grow box, well, it concluded, and I produced flower. However, the other plant just didn't want to respond to anything I was doing really, except for watering and giving it nutrients, because it was constantly in vegetative state. So it could have been an auto. When again, I don't know the genealogy of the seeds, so it's a crapshoot most of the time. You just got to roll the dice and see what happens. So I'm probably gonna do it again, but I need to make a space for like a 5x5 tent, something like that, where I can put a couple big plants in there from original pots, and then from the 5-gallon or 7-gallon pots, and then make sure I have my invest some money into it to where there's some filters, there's ventilation, there's proper lighting, because I really want to use T5 lighting. I like those lights. They produce a lot of different full spectrum analysis. They have a full spectrum light, and they come in various sizes. They don't produce a lot of heat, so you can put them really. You can slam what's called slamming on the plants, lower them down on the plants. So instead of pulling the light up high and making the plant move up to the light, because that will stretch the plant and make it weak, you can control how high how fast they grow, but they will thicken up in the stalks, which is what you want, because you want that thick stalk in order to carry all the weight of the future flower. So excuse me. Again, allergies. Whenever it rains here, it's just something I don't know what it is, but something just decides to pollinate everywhere. Mom hooked me up. That's awesome. That's good. My back can't handle lifting that stuff. Yeah. I'm right there with you. It's a wheelbarrow pulley system. It's gonna be. I haven't been doing my exercises lately, like the last 3 weeks or whatever. So I have to get back into that before I'm able to lift up bags. Like a 20-pound bag of dog food can be difficult for me most days. And it sucks because most of the feed bags are 32 pounds, and so that includes getting some ratchet straps and pulling the damn thing, dragging it on the ground sometimes. But you know what? You just you figure out a way. I do have this this dolly that turns into a 4-wheeled truck, so you can I can take bags out of the back of the 4Runner and just basically drop them onto the cart, and then I can leave the cart in the garage and then put the things away from there. So I do have a way of getting around it, and but yeah, it can be difficult sometimes, especially if you have an injury. You you don't feel good. Storms come through. My back and my hips are, and my right leg is on fire because of the storm, of the barometric pressure changing. Believe it or not, I'm a human barometer. So whenever there's a system comes through, and like your old uncle or grandma, oh, my left knee hurts. It's gonna rain soon. Yeah, that's me. I can tell the day before when the pressure system's moving through, or if it's a fast-moving system, I can tell if it's going to rain or not. And it's kind of nice to know, but it also really sucks because then everything, all of a sudden you can feel like, oh yeah, I'm feeling okay. Like at 43, I feel okay. To I'm 143 and holy shit, everything hurts. That's that's how it is sometimes. That's how it is sometimes. So no one. Okay. So anyways, there is the link up here in the chat. I'll go ahead and drop it again. So have it here. If anybody wants to come in and have a conversation, you're more than welcome to. The show is run off the chat's interaction and the potential guest if there is one. So yeah, everyone is welcome here in the dojo. Let's see here. I have alerts going on. Oh, Nana777 is sharing out. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Absolutely. So, a funny thing earlier today, I was just saying today was storming. Yeah, we had some storms too roll through this week. It was nice to see the rain. It was nice to smell the rain. The first day it rained about 1.5 inches, I think, and it was nice and steady. It was light and steady for about 7 hours, and which is great for ground absorption. Now, what's unique about my backyard, and the reason why I haven't watered my plants or used any nutrients is because A, the rain, but it rained on Wednesday, and so today's Friday, and so tomorrow I'll be doing some stuff tomorrow because the plants will be calling for it. But the reason why I did that is because my backyard is at an angle, at a slight angle, and maybe about 20-25 degree angle, slope downward. And well, all the hill doesn't stop in my backyard. It keeps going in my backyard and out through the pasture over here on top of the house. And when it rains, all that water gets in the ground or on top of the ground and just rushes. It doesn't rush. It goes down the hill, right? So why not force those roots to follow the water, to stretch down in the ground to get deeper? And that's kind of my philosophy on it right there. And allow also like a natural flush from all the fertilizers and stuff, because when you use fertilizers, you do have a chance of getting what's called root lock. Another version of it, and it's the you have root lock. The root lock is you're using too many nutrients on your roots, and you're not flushing your root system enough. Meaning you're using regular water, not any kind of a fertilizer or any kind of chemical to make your plants grow bigger. And what will happen is microscopically, little crystals will form on the roots like salt deposits, and it'll stop the roots from absorbing the moisture and absorbing those nutrients. So the plant will essentially not grow anymore, and it'll be in a stalemate. It'll be the standstill. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can deal with that. One way is by flushing the hell out of your plants. I mean, like a couple gallons, if not more, of water, heavy watering right through your plants to hopefully knock all that shit off. Another thing you can do is you can buy like a Sledgehammer product. There's a product called Sledgehammer, but it's a product that breaks all those minerals down. It has an enzyme in it that actually munches and eats all those the deposits of salts and other minerals on your roots. This enzyme will eat all of that stuff and allow your roots to breathe again, allow them to absorb moisture again. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And so one way I was trying to prevent myself from getting that is by letting natural water filter through the clay and filter through the dirt itself. And that way I didn't have to put more bug spray, because when I go in the backyard, man, I tell you what, those fuckers out there, they tear the shit out of me. Those little mosquitoes, they tear the hell out of me. So I gotta bug spray up and stuff. We tried the stupid citronella wristbands you can buy at your local hardware store or something like that. We tried that. We've tried just about anything. What seems to work best is the good old bug spray with the DEET in it, and because otherwise you come back out of there, like welts. I mean, I would have welts on my back when I didn't hit it with the bug spray. Insane. I mean, and then after you're trying to heal, I mean, you feel your leg and it feels like braille. It's that bad. It's that bad. So, let's see here. What else is going on this week here? I got a text message from my stepdad, and he basically commissioned me to make a cane for his buddy. A walking cane for his buddy. So I'm working on that right now. As a matter of fact, it's right over there, right there, that I'm working on. I think it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to it, actually. And let's see here. Yeah, that's about it for right now. We're getting 5 to 6 eggs a day from our chickens, so that's pretty cool. I'm enjoying that. Finally, that investment is paying off. I can't tell you how long I've waited to be able to look at my counter and go, we need to get some egg cartons. We need to start giving some eggs out to people now. I've been waiting to hear that. I'm waiting on the ducks to start laying the eggs. Well, the Linda, the one people on duck we have. But I think we're reaching the 28 day mark. So initially when they start mating, it's like 28 days of ingestion period, and then I think I think it was 4 days afterwards. Like every 4 days, I'll be getting a duck egg from that point after the first egg she lays. Yeah, I know, right, Karen? I'm super excited about it. Yeah. So, what else has been going on? Let's see here. There's a lot of crazy shit in the news. A lot of crazy stuff in the news. There's. I got my own personal opinions on what's going on there, but I have noticed a certain pattern. Again, I noticed patterns. So, Water Wizard, welcome in. I have noticed a certain pattern going on in the news that it's not surprising. It's not surprising, but I find it interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about some stuff here. All right, and I should probably end the YouTube stream, as a matter of fact, because I don't want that to be kicked off. I actually